Chosen ones, this word is only for you, a divine message carved in the heavens, meant for your heart alone. Nobody else can claim it. God has singled you out, not by chance, but by his unshakable will. You're not here to blend into the crowd. You're here to stand apart, to carry a truth so profound it shifts the very air around you. This message isn't for the masses, it's for the one whose spirit resonates with the call of the divine. You feel it, don't you? That stirring in your soul, telling you this moment was meant for you. You've walked paths others couldn't endure. Storms have raged, doubts have whispered, and shadows have tried to pull you under. Yet here you stand, unbroken, unshaken, a testament to God's hand on your life. This isn't about luck, it's about purpose. God didn't choose you because you're perfect. He chose you because you're his. Your struggles, your scars, your quiet victories, they're all part of a story only you can live. And right now, he's speaking directly to you, ready to unveil a truth that will change everything. Pause for a second. If this resonates, hit that like button and type 777 inches the comments. That number carries power, a signal to the universe that you're ready to receive what's yours. Stay with me, because this word is alive, moving through you, awakening something eternal. You're not ordinary. You never were. The world might try to box you in, to make you small, but God sees you as a flame that cannot be dimmed. Think about it. Why do you feel different? Why do the things that satisfy others leave you restless? It's because you're marked for something greater. Your life isn't meant to echo the noise of the world. It's meant to sing a song only God could compose. This message, this moment, is a key unlocking the door to your divine purpose. Consider Moses. He wasn't born a leader. He stuttered, doubted, ran from his calling, but when God spoke, the Red Sea parted. Your life is no different. The obstacles that seem impossible, they're splitting open right now. God's voice is clearing the way, not because of who you think you are, but because of who he knows you to be. You're his chosen, and his words are reshaping your reality. Your heart might be racing. That's not fear, it's recognition. You know this truth is yours. Type 777 inches the comments again, and let the heavens see your faith. Subscribe to join thousands of chosen ones walking this path. This isn't just a video, it's a movement, and you're part of it. This word isn't a suggestion, it's a promise. God isn't asking you to earn his favor, he's already given it. You've been through fire, haven't you? Moments where you thought you'd break, where the weight of life pressed hard, but every time you rose. That's not coincidence. That's divine strength woven into your soul. God has been preparing you, not for survival, but for triumph. This message is your confirmation. The season of struggle is ending, and a new chapter is beginning. Look at Esther, a girl with no power, no status, thrust into a king's court. She didn't seek the spotlight, but God placed her there. When the moment came, she saved a nation. You're standing in your own Esther moment. The world might not see it yet, but God does. He's positioning you to shift destinies, not just yours, but those around you. This word is yours alone, because only you can carry it into the places he's called you to go. Your life has been a tapestry of trials, each thread woven with purpose. The pain wasn't random. The delays weren't punishment, they were training. God's been shaping you, not to fit into the world's mold, but to break it. You're not here to follow, you're here to lead, to heal, to shine. This message is your reminder. You're not forgotten, you're chosen, and God's promises never fail. Type 777 inches the comments one more time. Let it be your declaration that you're ready to step into what's yours. This isn't about hype, it's about truth. God's word for you is specific, personal, unbreakable. Stay with me, because what's coming will shake the foundations of everything you thought you knew. The world tells you to chase success, to grind until you collapse. But God's word for you is different. He's not asking you to run harder. He's asking you to stand still and receive. Your blessing isn't out there somewhere, waiting to be earned. It's already here, written in His plan before you took your first breath. You're not chasing a dream, you're stepping into a destiny. And that destiny is yours alone. Think of David, a shepherd boy with a sling. The world saw weakness, but God saw a king. When Goliath stood tall, David didn't flinch. He knew his strength wasn't in his hands, but in God's promise. You're facing your own giants, fear, doubt, lack, but they're no match for the word God has spoken over you. This message is your stone, your sling, your victory. It's not about what you can do. It's about what He's already done. Your life might feel like a puzzle, pieces scattered, unclear. But God sees the whole picture. Every moment you thought was wasted, it was preparation. Every tear you shed, it watered the ground for what's coming. This word is your assurance that nothing in your story is lost. God's weaving it all together, and the result will leave the world in awe. You're not here by accident. This video, this moment, this word, it's all part of God's design. You're not just watching, you're being called. Type 777 one last time in the comments to seal this truth in your spirit. Subscribe to stand with countless others who know they're chosen. This is your moment to claim what's yours. This word is a fire, burning away doubt, igniting purpose. You've felt it, haven't you? That pull to be more, to do more, to become what you've always known you could be. It's not imagination, it's God's voice, whispering through the ages, calling you to rise. You're not meant to shrink back, you're meant to shine, to radiate a light so bright it changes everything it touches. Consider Ruth. She lost everything: home, husband, security. Yet she walked forward, faithful, trusting. God didn't just restore her. He made her a cornerstone in His story, a name remembered forever. Your losses aren't the end. They're the beginning of something eternal. This word is your reminder. God sees your faithfulness, and He's turning your story into a legacy. The world might try to define you by your past, your mistakes, your limits, but God's word redefines you. You're not what you've done, you're who He says you are. Chosen, loved, destined. This message is yours alone because it's written in your soul. Nobody else can carry it. Nobody else can walk your path, and nobody else can receive what God has reserved for you. Every step you've taken has led to this. The nights you prayed alone, the days you pushed through pain, the moments you chose faith over fear, they've all been building you for now. God's word is clear. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. Your life is about to reflect the glory He's placed within you. People will notice, they'll wonder, they'll see His hand on you. Undeniable, unshakable. This isn't about fleeting promises, it's about eternal truth. God's word for you isn't temporary, it's forever. You're not waiting for a breakthrough, you're living in it. Every moment you choose to believe, to stand, to trust, you're stepping deeper into His plan. Your life is becoming a testimony, not just for you, but for everyone who sees you. Your light will draw others, your story will inspire, your faith will shift atmospheres. Think of Joseph, betrayed, sold, imprisoned. The world saw a slave, God saw a ruler. Every hardship was a step toward his purpose. Your hardships are no different. They're not setbacks, they're setups. God's word is turning your pain into power, your lack into abundance, your questions into clarity. This message is yours because you've been faithful through the fire. You might feel alone sometimes, like nobody sees the weight you carry, but God sees. He knows every sacrifice, every silent prayer, every moment you chose to keep going. This word is his response, a promise that your faithfulness hasn't gone unnoticed. Your reward isn't coming, it's here. Your season of abundance is unfolding, not because you forced it, but because God ordained it. The world might offer temporary fixes, money, fame, distractions, but God's word offers something eternal, purpose. You're not here to chase shadows. You're here to build something lasting, something that echoes beyond this life. This message is your anchor, grounding you in truth while lifting you toward destiny. You're not just chosen, you're commissioned. Every trial you've faced has been a forge, shaping you into something unbreakable. You're not fragile, you're not weak. You're a vessel of God's power, carrying a word that can't be silenced. This message is yours because you've been refined, not broken. You've been tested, not defeated. And now, you're ready to receive what's been prepared for you since the beginning. Look at Daniel, thrown into a lion's den, surrounded by death. Yet he stood firm, trusting God's word. The lions didn't touch him, not because he was fearless, but because he was faithful. Your lions, your fears, your doubts, your struggles can't touch you either. God's word is your shield, your strength, your victory. This message is your reminder. You're untouchable when you stand in his truth. You're not just hearing this, you're feeling it. Your spirit knows this word is yours. It's not for the person next to you, not for the crowd, it's for you. God's been speaking your name, writing your story, preparing your path. This moment is your confirmation. You're exactly where you're meant to be, receiving exactly what you're meant to hear. The world might try to pull you back, to make you doubt, but God's word is stronger. It's a fire in your bones, a light in your soul, a promise in your heart. You're not here to stumble, you're here to soar. This message is your wings, lifting you above the noise, above the chaos, into the clarity of God's plan. You're chosen, and this word is yours alone. Your life is a canvas, and God's the artist. Every stroke, every joy, every pain has been deliberate. The picture isn't finished, but it's already beautiful. This word is the next brushstroke, adding color, depth, purpose. You're not a mistake, you're a masterpiece. And God's not done with you yet. Think of Noah. The world laughed, called him crazy. Building an ark in a desert? Absurd. But he trusted God's word, and it saved him. Your faith might look foolish to others, but it's your ark. This message is your blueprint, guiding you through the flood, leading you to dry ground. God's word never fails, and neither will you. You've been waiting, haven't you? For a sign, a shift, a breakthrough. This is it. This word is your signal that the wait is over. God's moving, and you're moving with him. Your life is about to reflect the promises he's spoken. Not tomorrow, not someday now. This message is your starting line, your green light, your moment to run. The enemy might try to whisper lies. You're not enough, you're too late, you've missed your chance. But God's word drowns out the noise. You are enough, you're right on time, and your chance is here. This message is your weapon, cutting through doubt, slicing through fear, clearing the way for what's yours. You're not just a person, you're a purpose. You're not just alive, you're anointed. God's word for in you is a call to rise, to claim, to become. This isn't about what you've lost, it's about what you're gaining. This message is your map, showing you the way to a future so bright it blinds the world. Look at Sarah, old, barren, laughed at by time itself. But God's word came, and she bore a nation. Your limitations? They're nothing to him. This message is your promise. What seems impossible is already done. God's word is rewriting your story, turning your barren places into fields of abundance. You've carried burdens others couldn't see. You've fought battles in silence, but God's word is your reward. It's not just words on a screen, it's power in your spirit. You're not weak for struggling, you're strong for standing. This message is your crown, proof that you've overcome, proof that you're chosen. The world might measure you by what you own, who you know, what you've done, but God measures you by his love. This word is his declaration. You're his, and that's enough. You don't need to prove yourself. You don't need to fight for your place. This message is your title deed, claiming the life he's prepared for you. Every moment of your life has been leading to this. The tears, the triumphs, the questions, they've all been steps on a path only God could see. This word is your compass, pointing you forward, guiding you into a season of clarity, abundance, and purpose. You're not lost, you're found, and this message is yours. You're not here to fit in, you're here to stand out. God's word is your spotlight, shining on the truth of who you are. You're not ordinary, you're extraordinary. This message is your call to embrace it, to live it, to let the world see what God's always known. You're chosen, and this word is for you alone. This word is a seed, planted deep in your spirit, ready to grow into something unstoppable. You're not just hearing it, you're carrying it. God's chosen you to hold a truth so powerful it reshapes everything it touches. The world might try to bury it, but nothing can stop what he's set in motion. Your life is the soil, and this message is the spark that brings forth a harvest nobody can ignore. Think of Abraham. He left everything home, comfort, certainty, for a promise he couldn't see. The world called it madness, but God called it faith. Your journey mirrors his. You've stepped out, left the familiar, trusted the unseen. This word is your covenant, a vow from God that your steps aren't in vain. Every move you've made, every risk you've taken, it's all leading to a land of promise only you can claim. Your heart might stir with questions, why me? Why now? The answer is simple, because God said so. You're not chosen for your strength or your wisdom, you're chosen for his glory. This message is your reminder that you don't need to understand the why to walk in the what. God's word is enough, and it's calling you to trust, to move, to become. The enemy wants you to doubt, to hesitate, to shrink back. But this word is your shield. It's not about what you see, it's about what God sees. He sees a warrior where you see weakness, a victor where you see struggle. This message is your battle cry, a sound that scatters fear and calls forth courage. You're not fighting alone. God's word is your weapon, and it never misses its mark. You've carried dreams others couldn't hold, visions too big, hopes too bold. The world might have laughed, told you to settle, to play small. But God's word says otherwise. You're not here to dream small dreams. You're here to live big truths. This message is your blueprint, sketching out a future where your visions come to life, where your hopes become reality. Look at Deborah, a woman in a man's world, leading with wisdom, judging with authority. She didn't wait for permission. She trusted God's call. You're standing in her shoes, chosen to lead where others follow, to speak where others are silent. This word is your gavel, striking down doubt, declaring your place in God's plan. You're not just called, you're commissioned. The world might try to distract you, to pull you into its chaos. But this word is your anchor. It holds you steady, keeps you focused. You're not here to chase trends or please crowds. You're here to fulfill a purpose written before time began. This message is your North Star, guiding you through the noise, pointing you to the path only you can walk. You've faced moments of darkness, haven't you? Times when the light seemed far, when hope felt thin. But God's word is your dawn. It breaks through the night, bringing clarity, bringing life. You're not defined by your shadows, you're defined by His light. This message is your sunrise, a promise that your darkness is giving way to a day of unstoppable radiance. Every step you take carries weight. The world might not see it, but heaven does. Your choices, your faith, your persistence, they're sending ripples through eternity. This word is your confirmation. Nothing you've done for God is wasted. Every prayer, every act of trust, every moment you chose to stand, it's all building something eternal. Think of Elijah, alone on a mountain, facing a nation's unbelief. He called down fire, not because he was mighty, but because he believed God's word. You're standing on your own mountain, facing your own giants. This message is your fire, a sign that God's power is with you, ready to move when you speak, to act when you believe. You're not just living a life, you're building a legacy. The world might measure you by moments, but God measures you by eternity. This word is your foundation, the cornerstone of a life that will outlast you. You're not here to pass through, you're here to leave a mark, to show the world what happens when God chooses someone. The enemy might try to steal your focus, to cloud your vision, but this word is your clarity. It cuts through the fog, revealing the truth of who you are. You're not a wanderer, you're a warrior. You're not a question, you're an answer. This message is your lens, sharpening your sight, showing you the destiny God's prepared. You've felt the weight of waiting, haven't you? The long nights, the unanswered prayers, the silent seasons. But God's word is your assurance. The wait wasn't wasted. Every moment was preparation. Every delay was design. This message is your signal that the season is shifting, that what you've sown in tears, you'll reap in joy. Look at Hannah. Year after year, she prayed, wept, waited. The world saw barrenness. God saw a prophet. Her faithfulness birthed Samuel, a voice that changed a nation. Your faithfulness is birthing something too. A purpose, a calling, a legacy. This word is your promise. Your prayers are heard, and your harvest is coming. The world might try to limit you, to box you in with its rules and expectations, but God's word breaks the box. You're not bound by what others think possible, you're bound by what He's declared. This message is your freedom, releasing you from chains, lifting you into a life of limitless possibility. You're not just a person, you're a movement. Your life is a spark that can ignite change, a light that can pierce darkness. This word is your fuel, keeping your flame burning, pushing you to move, to act, to be. You're not here to wait for change, you're here to create it. Think of Nehemiah. He saw a broken wall, a shattered city. The world saw ruin, he saw restoration. He didn't just dream, he built. You're called to build too, to restore what's broken, to raise what's fallen. This word is your hammer, your nails, your blueprint for a work that will stand forever. The enemy might try to make you feel small, insignificant, but God's word says you're mighty. You're not a whisper, you're a roar. This message is your voice, amplifying your truth, declaring your place in His plan. You're not here to be overlooked, You're here to be undeniable. You've carried burdens others couldn't bear. Pain, loss, rejection, they've all tried to break you. But God's word is your strength. It lifts the weight, heals the wounds, restores the joy. This message is your balm, soothing your scars, reminding you that you're whole, chosen, loved. The world might try to rush you, to push you into its pace, but God's word sets your rhythm. You're not on their timeline, you're on His. This message is your metronome, keeping you steady, guiding you to move when He moves, to rest when He rests. Your life is His song, and it's beautiful. Look at Gideon, a farmer, hiding, afraid. The world saw a nobody. God saw a warrior. His word turned fear into fire, doubt into destiny. You're Gideon today, standing at the edge of your calling. This message is your torch, lighting the way, showing you the victory that's already yours. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. The world might see struggle, but God sees strength. This word is your mirror, reflecting the truth of who you are. You're not weak, you're unstoppable. You're not lost, you're found. This message is your truth, and it's changing everything. This word is a river, flowing through your spirit, carrying you toward a destiny only God could design. You're not just drifting, you're directed. Every current, every twist, every turn has been charted by His hand. The world might see chaos, but you're riding a stream of divine purpose, moving toward a future that shines with His promise. This message is your current, pushing you forward, unstoppable, unending. Think of Jonah, swallowed by darkness, running from his call. Yet even in the belly of the whale, God's word found him. You might feel swallowed by life's storms, but this message is your rescue. It's not about where you've been, it's about where God's taking you. His word is pulling you out of the depths, setting your feet on a path that leads to purpose, not punishment. You've questioned your worth, haven't you? Wondered if you're enough, if you matter. God's word is your answer. You are more than enough. You're not defined by your doubts or your failures, you're defined by His love. This message is your affirmation, a truth that silences the lies, a voice that declares your value in a world that tries to diminish it. The enemy wants you to stay small, to hide in the shadows of fear, but this word is your spotlight. It exposes the lies, reveals the truth, and calls you to step into the light. You're not meant to cower, you're meant to conquer. This message is your sword, cutting through deception, carving out a space for your divine calling to shine. You've carried hopes that felt too heavy, dreams that seemed too far. The world might say they're impossible, but God says they're yours. This word is your ladder, bridging the gap between where you are and where He's calling you. You're not reaching for the stars, you're walking among them, guided by a promise that never fades. Look at Rahab, a woman scorned, living on the edges of society. Yet her faith turned a scarlet cord into a lifeline. She didn't just survive, she saved others. You're her echo, standing at the edge of your own story, ready to turn faith into action. This word is your cord, tying you to a future where your choices change lives. The world might try to drown you in noise, expectations, opinions, distractions, but God's word is your silence. It quiets the chaos, centers your soul, and speaks truth into the storm. You're not here to follow the crowd, you're here to follow Him. This message is your compass, pointing you to peace in a world that's lost its way. You've felt the sting of betrayal, the ache of being misunderstood. Those wounds aren't your end, they're your beginning. God's word is your healing, turning scars into strength, pain into purpose. This message is your salve, soothing the hurt, reminding you that every wound is a place where His light can shine through. Your life is a story, and God's the author. Every chapter, every twist, every moment of suspense, it's all part of His plan. You're not a side character, you're the lead. This word is your script, guiding your lines, directing your steps, ensuring your story ends in triumph, not tragedy. Think of Jeremiah, called to speak when the world didn't want to listen. His words were fire, his heart was heavy, but God's promise held him steady. You're carrying your own fire, speaking truths others might not hear. This message is your fuel, keeping your flame alive, burning bright against the darkness. You're not just walking a path, you're blazing a trail. The world might see obstacles, but God sees opportunities. Every step you take is clearing the way for others, showing what's possible when faith leads the way. This word is your map, marking the route, guiding you to places only God could imagine. The enemy might try to chain you to your past, to make you relive old mistakes. But God's word is your key. It unlocks the shackles, sets you free, and calls you forward. You're not your history, you're His future. This message is your freedom, breaking every chain, opening every door. You've felt moments of isolation, like you're walking alone. But God's word says you're never alone. He's with you, closer than your breath, stronger than your fears. This message is your companion, walking beside you, reminding you that His presence is your strength, your guide, your home. Look at Mary Magdalene, labeled, judged, cast aside. Yet Jesus saw her heart, called her by name, and made her a witness to His resurrection. You're her reflection, seen by God when the world overlooks you. This word is your calling, lifting you from the margins to the center of His plan. The world might try to rush you, to force you into its rhythm, but God's word sets your pace. You're not late, you're right on time. This message is your clock, ticking to His schedule, aligning your steps with His perfect timing. You're not behind, you're exactly where you're meant to be. You've carried burdens that felt too heavy, responsibilities that seemed too much. But God's word is your strength. It lightens the load, steadies your shoulders, and gives you power to carry on. This message is your backbone, holding you upright, keeping you strong in a world that tries to weigh you down. Your dreams aren't just wishes, they're prophecies. The world might call them fantasies, but God calls them plans. This word is your vision, bringing clarity to what you've seen in your heart, turning hope into reality. You're not dreaming, you're receiving what He's already promised. Think of Peter, a fisherman, impulsive, flawed, yet Jesus called him a rock, the foundation of His church. Your flaws don't disqualify you, they prepare you. This word is your cornerstone, building you into something unshakable, something eternal. You're not weak, you're His foundation. The enemy might try to steal your joy, to cloud your days with worry, but God's word is your sunlight. It breaks through the gloom, warms your spirit, and fills you with peace. This message is your dawn, a new day where joy overtakes sorrow, where hope outshines fear. You're not just living, you're creating. Every choice, every act of faith, every moment you trust, it's shaping a world only you can build. This word is your canvas, your brush, your paint. You're not here to follow someone else's design, you're here to create with God, to make something beautiful. Look at Lydia, a seller of purple, a woman of business, yet her heart opened to God's word. She didn't just hear, she acted, building a community of faith. You're her heir, called to open your heart, to act on His word. This message is your invitation, urging you to build, to grow, to transform. The world might try to label you, to limit you with its narrow definitions, but God's word redefines you. You're not what they say, you're what He declares. This message is your identity, stripping away the world's lies, revealing the truth of who you are in Him. You're not confined, you're chosen. You've faced moments when the way forward seemed unclear, when the path felt hidden, but God's word is your light. It illuminates your steps, shows you the way, and keeps you steady. This message is your lantern, guiding you through the fog, leading you to a future bright with promise. Think of Joshua, standing at the edge of a promised land, facing walls too high, enemies too strong. Yet God's word said, "Be strong and courageous." Those walls fell. Your walls are falling too. This message is your courage, your strength, your victory over every obstacle in your way. You're not just a survivor, you're a conqueror. The world might see your battles, but God sees your victories. This word is your crown, a symbol of the triumphs you've already won, the battles He's fought for you. You're not struggling, you're reigning, chosen by God to rise above. This word is a wind sweeping through your life, clearing away the dust of doubt and breathing new strength into your soul. You're not standing still, you're being lifted, carried by a force that knows no limits. The world might see you as ordinary, but God's word declares you extraordinary, a vessel for His power, a beacon for His truth. This message is your gust, pushing you toward a horizon only He could design. Think of Ezekiel, standing in a valley of dry bones, surrounded by death. God's word came, and those bones lived. Your life might feel dry at times, barren, lifeless. But this word is your breath, reviving what seemed lost, restoring what seemed broken. You're not in a valley of endings, you're in a valley of beginnings, where God's voice is bringing life to every corner of your story. You've wondered about your purpose, haven't you? Felt the pull of something greater, something undefined. This word is your clarity. It's not a vague hope, it's a specific call, written in the stars, spoken in the silence of your heart. You're not searching for meaning, you're stepping into it, guided by a message meant for you alone. The enemy wants you to feel trapped, caged by circumstances, bound by fear, but God's word is your key. It unlocks every door, breaks every chain, sets you free to run toward your destiny. This message is your escape, your liberation, your reminder that no prison can hold what God has chosen to set free. You've carried visions that others couldn't see, dreams that felt too big to hold. The world might call them foolish, but God calls them His plan. This word is your telescope, bringing the distant close, making the impossible real. You're not chasing illusions, you're claiming promises, walking toward a future that's already yours. Look at Miriam, a sister, a prophetess, leading a nation in song after the Red Sea parted. She didn't just follow, she celebrated, she spoke, she shone. You're her reflection, called to lead, to sing, to declare God's victories. This word is your song, rising from your heart, echoing through your life, proclaiming His faithfulness to all who hear. The world might try to dim your light, to make you blend into its gray. But God's word is your color. It paints your life with vibrancy, with purpose, with beauty. You're not here to fade, you're here to shine. This message is your palette, filling your days with hues of hope, strokes of faith, and shades of glory. You've felt the weight of expectations, the pressure to be what others want. But God's word frees you. You're not here to meet their standards. You're here to fulfill His purpose. This message is your release, cutting the ties of others' demands, letting you rise as the person He created you to be. Your life is a journey, and every step has been guided. The detours, the delays, the moments you felt lost, they were all part of his map. This word is your guide, showing you the way, revealing the purpose behind every twist. You're not wandering, you're walking a path carved by divine hands. Think of Samuel, a boy, hearing God's voice in the night. The world was silent, but God spoke. You're hearing him now, aren't you? In the quiet, in the chaos, his word cuts through. This message is your call, waking you to a purpose bigger than yourself, a voice that speaks only to you. The enemy might try to sow confusion, to cloud your mind with questions, but God's word is your clarity. It sharpens your focus, steadies your heart, and points you to truth. This message is your lens, bringing everything into focus, showing you the beauty of his plan in every detail of your life. You've faced moments when giving up seemed easier, when the fight felt too hard. But God's word is your strength. It holds you up, pushes you forward, reminds you why you started. This message is your anchor, keeping you steady, giving you the courage to keep going, no matter the cost. Your dreams are not accidents, they're assignments. The world might call them fantasies, but God calls them missions. This word is your commission, sending you out, equipping you to do what only you can do. You're not just dreaming, you're building, creating a legacy that will outlast you. Look at Elizabeth, older, overlooked, yet carrying a promise in her womb. The world saw impossibility. God saw a miracle. Your life is her echo, carrying promises others can't see, birthing miracles others can't imagine. This word is your womb, nurturing what's to come, protecting the destiny God's placed within you. The world might try to rush you, to push you into its frantic pace, but God's word is your rhythm. It slows you down, aligns you with his timing, keeps you steady. This message is your beat, guiding your steps, syncing your life with the pulse of his plan. You've carried burdens that felt too heavy, responsibilities that seemed too much. But God's word is your lift. It takes the weight, shares the load, gives you strength to stand. This message is your support, holding you up, reminding you that you're never carrying alone. Your life is a story, and every chapter matters. The world might skip to the end, but God writes every page. This word is your ink, filling the blanks, turning your story into something eternal. You're not just living, you're leaving a mark, a tale that will inspire generations. Think of John the Baptist, a voice in the wilderness, preparing the way. The world saw a loner, God saw a forerunner. You're preparing a way too, clearing paths others will walk. This word is your cry, echoing through the desert, announcing the arrival of something greater. The enemy might try to steal your peace, to stir unrest in your heart. But God's word is your calm. It stills the storm, quiets the noise, fills you with serenity. This message is your haven, a place of rest, a reminder that his peace is stronger than any chaos. You're not just a person, you're a promise. The world might see you as one among many, but God sees you as his chosen. This word is your vow, a covenant that binds you to his purpose, a guarantee that his plans for you will stand. You're not ordinary, you're ordained. Look at Abigail, a woman of wisdom, stepping into danger with grace. She turned a king's heart, saved lives, changed history. You're her heir, called to act with wisdom, to shift what seems set. This word is your courage, empowering you to step in, to speak up, to make a difference. The world might try to box you in, to limit your reach, your impact. But God's word is your horizon. It stretches your boundaries, expands your vision, opens new possibilities. This message is your sky, lifting your eyes, showing you the vastness of what He's prepared for you. You've felt moments of doubt, times when your faith wavered, but God's word is your anchor. It holds you fast, keeps you steady, reminds you of His truth. This message is your rock, grounding you in certainty, building your life on a foundation that cannot be shaken. Think of Thomas, doubting, questioning, yet Jesus met him where he was. Your doubts don't push God away, they draw Him closer. This word is your assurance, meeting you in your questions, leading you to faith that sees beyond the visible, trusts beyond the known. You're not just walking through life, you're carving a path. The world might see obstacles, but God sees opportunities. This word is your chisel, shaping your future, crafting a legacy that reflects His glory. You're not just moving, you're creating, building something eternal. This word is a flame, kindling a fire in your spirit that no storm can extinguish. You're not just existing, you're ignited, burning with a purpose that lights up the darkness. The world might try to douse your glow, but God's word fuels it, making you a beacon in a world that's lost its way. This message is your spark, setting your life ablaze with meaning, with destiny, with power only He can give. Think of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, thrown into a furnace, surrounded by flames, yet untouched by harm. The world saw death, God saw deliverance. You're standing in your own furnace, trials, pressures, fears, but this word is your protection. It surrounds you, shields you, proves that no fire can consume what God has chosen. You've felt the pull of comparison, haven't you? The world's voices telling you to measure up, to be more like them. But God's word says you're unique. You're not here to mimic, you're here to shine as only you can. This message is your mirror, reflecting your true self, showing you the beauty of His design in you. The enemy wants you to feel stuck, like your life is on repeat, trapped in cycles of struggle. But this word is your breakthrough. It shatters the loops, opens new doors, sets you on a path of freedom. This message is your key, turning in the lock, releasing you into a season where progress replaces stagnation. Your heart holds dreams that feel too vast, too wild for this world. The skeptics might scoff, but God says they're His vision for you. This word is your blueprint, sketching out the impossible, making it real. You're not chasing fantasies, you're building realities, guided by a promise that's stronger than doubt. Look at Hagar, alone in the desert, abandoned, unseen. Yet God found her, named her, gave her a future. You might feel unseen at times, overlooked by the world. This word is your assurance. God sees you. This message is your name, spoken by Him, calling you into a story where you're never forgotten. The world might try to drown you in its demands, pulling you in every direction. But God's word is your anchor. It holds you steady, keeps you centered, guides you back to what matters. This message is your harbor, a safe place to rest, a reminder that His purpose is your true north. You've carried wounds that linger, hurts that whisper in quiet moments, but God's word is your healing. It doesn't just cover the pain, it transforms it, turning scars into stories of redemption. This message is your medicine, soothing your soul, weaving your past into a tapestry of grace. Your life is a symphony, and God's the conductor. Every note, every high, every low has been written with care. You're not a random melody, you're a masterpiece. This word is your score, guiding the music, ensuring every chord resonates with His eternal plan. Think of Elisha, a farmer turned prophet, called to carry Elijah's mantle. The The world saw a nobody. God saw a voice for nations. You're carrying a mantle too, one only you can wear. This word is your call, equipping you to speak, to act, to change the world with His truth. The enemy might try to cloud your future, painting it with fear and uncertainty, but God's word is your light. It pierces the fog, reveals the path, shows you what's ahead. This message is your lantern, illuminating your steps, guiding you toward a destiny that shines with promise. You've faced moments when hope felt fragile, like a thread ready to snap. But God's word is your strength. It weaves that thread into a cord, unbreakable, unyielding. This message is your lifeline, holding you fast, reminding you that His hope never fails, no matter the storm. Your purpose isn't small, it's seismic. The world might try to keep you quiet, but God says your life will shake the earth. This word is your tremor, stirring the ground, waking others to the power of His plan in you. You're not here to whisper, you're here to roar. Look at Anna, old, widowed, waiting in the temple. The world passed her by, but she saw the Messiah. Your waiting isn't wasted, it's holy. This word is your vigil, your moment of seeing what others miss, your chance to witness the fulfillment of His promises in your life. The world might try to define your worth by what you do, what you have, but God's word says your worth is in who you are, His chosen. This message is your crown, reminding you of your royal place in His kingdom, declaring your value beyond what the world can measure. You've felt the weight of silence, times when answers didn't come, when God seemed far. But His word is your voice. It speaks in the quiet, fills the void, assures you He's near. This message is your echo, resonating in your spirit, confirming that He's always been with you. Your life is a garden, and God's the gardener. Every seed, every pruning, every season of growth, it's all His work. You're not barren, you're blooming. This word is your rain, nourishing your roots, bringing forth fruit that will feed generations. Think of Barnabas, a man of encouragement, lifting others when they faltered. The world saw a supporter. God saw a cornerstone. You're called to lift too, to strengthen, to build. This word is your gift, empowering you to encourage, to inspire, to change lives with your presence. The enemy might try to steal your time, to make you feel you've missed your moment. But God's word says your time is now. It resets the clock, aligns you with His rhythm. This message is your hour, calling you to act, to rise, to seize the season He's prepared for you. You're not just a story, you're a saga. The world might see fragments, but God sees the epic. Every chapter, every battle, every victory, it's all part of His grand narrative. This word is your pen, writing the next page, crafting a tale that will echo through eternity. Look at Zacchaeus, small, despised, climbing a tree to see Jesus. The world saw a sinner. God saw a son. You're climbing too, reaching for Him, defying the labels others place on you. This word is your branch, holding you up, giving you a view of His love that changes everything. The world might try to pull you into its chaos, its endless distractions, but God's word is your peace. It calms the storm, steadies your heart, keeps you grounded. This message is your sanctuary, a place of rest, a space where His voice drowns out the noise. You've carried questions that linger, uncertainties that weigh heavy, but God's word is your answer. It doesn't just explain, it reveals, showing you the why behind the what. This message is your clarity, unveiling the truth, guiding you into a future where questions become certainties. Think of Nathanael, skeptical, sitting under a fig tree, doubting Messiah. Yet Jesus saw him, knew him, called him. Your doubts don't scare God, they draw Him closer. This word is your call, meeting you in your skepticism, leading you to a faith that transforms your life. You're not just moving through time, you're shaping it. The world might see days and years, but God sees eternity in your actions. This word is your chisel, carving moments that last, building a legacy that time cannot erase. You're not passing through, you're leaving a mark. This word is a current, surging through your veins, electrifying your spirit with divine energy. You're not just alive, you're charged, pulsing with a purpose that shakes the ordinary. The world might try to drain you, but God's word recharges you, making you a force that cannot be contained. This message is your spark, igniting your soul, driving you toward a destiny that lights up the heavens. Think of Isaiah, a man with unclean lips, standing before God's throne. Yet his word purified him, sent him to speak truth to nations. Your flaws don't disqualify you, they prepare you. This word is your cleansing, burning away shame, equipping you to carry his message with boldness. You're not unworthy. You're called, chosen to speak what others need to hear. You've felt the ache of longing, haven't you? That pull for something more, something beyond the scene. This word is your bridge. It spans the gap between your heart's desires and God's promises, connecting you to a future that's already written. You're not chasing dreams, you're stepping into realities crafted by His hand. The enemy wants you to feel powerless, like your life is at the mercy of chance. But God's word is your authority. It hands you the reins, gives you dominion, reminds you who you are. This message is your scepter, declaring your right to rule over fear, to walk in power, to claim what's yours. Your life holds secrets, moments of quiet faith that nobody else sees. The world might overlook them, but God treasures every one. This word is your vault, unlocking the value of your hidden acts, showing you that every prayer, every choice, every step matters. You're not unseen, you're cherished, your faithfulness a treasure in His eyes. Look at Dorcas, a woman sewing garments, serving quietly, yet her life touched countless others. The world saw simplicity, God saw significance. You're her echo, serving in ways that seem small but ripple through eternity. This word is your needle, stitching your efforts into a tapestry that glorifies Him. The world might try to rush your growth, demanding results now, but God's word is your season. It plants you in His timing, nurtures you with patience, brings forth fruit in due time. This message is your soil, grounding you, reminding you that your growth is His work, not the world's. You've carried grief that lingers, losses that weigh on your heart. But God's word is your comfort. It doesn't erase the pain, it redeems it, turning sorrow into seeds of joy. This message is your balm, healing your wounds, showing you that every tear waters a harvest of hope. Your life is a mosaic, every piece a moment of His grace. The world might see fragments, but God sees art. This word is your glue, binding every experience, good and bad, into a picture of His love. You're not broken, you're beautiful, a work of divine craftsmanship. Think of Hosea, called to love the unlovable, to show mercy where none was deserved. His obedience painted a picture of God's heart. You're called to love too, to extend grace in hard places. This word is your brush, painting redemption, showing the world His mercy through your life. The enemy might try to blur your vision, making you question what's ahead. But God's word is your focus. It sharpens your sight, reveals the path, keeps you steady. This message is your lens, clarifying your purpose, guiding you to see what He sees, a future bright with possibility. You've felt moments when the world seemed too heavy, when giving up felt close. But God's word is your lift. It carries you above the weight, strengthens your resolve, pushes you forward. This message is your wings, giving you flight, helping you soar over every obstacle. Your purpose isn't fleeting, it's foundational. The world might chase temporary gains, but God calls you to build something lasting. This word is your cornerstone, setting the base for a life that stands firm, a legacy that endures. You're not here for moments, you're here for eternity. Look at Ruth, a foreigner, widowed, choosing loyalty over safety. Her steps led to a lineage that changed history. Your choices, your loyalty, they're leading somewhere too. This word is your path, guiding your steps, showing you that every act of faith shapes a future only God could plan. The world might try to define your success by its standards, wealth, fame, status, but God's word redefines success. It's not what you gain, it's who you become. This message is your measure, showing you that true victory is living out His purpose, reflecting His heart. You've faced silence, times when answers didn't come, when God seemed distant, but His word is your whisper. It speaks in the quiet, fills the gaps, assures you He's near. This message is your echo, resonating in your soul, reminding you that His voice is always with you. Your life is a flame, and God's the keeper. Every trial, every challenge, it's fuel for your fire, not a threat to it. This word is your oxygen, feeding your flame, making it burn brighter, stronger. You're not flickering, you're blazing, a light that draws others to Him. Think of Stephen, a servant full of faith, facing stones with courage. His life ended, but his witness sparked a movement. You're sparking something too. With every act of faith, this word is your flint, striking the spark, starting a fire that will burn through generations. The enemy might try to sow despair, to make you feel your efforts are in vain, but God's word is your harvest. It promises fruit for every seed you've sown, reward for every step you've taken. This message is your reaping, showing you that nothing you've done for Him is lost. You're not just a person, you're a promise fulfilled. The world might see you as ordinary, but God sees His word made flesh in you. This message is your testimony, declaring that His promises are true, that His plans for you are unfolding now. You're not waiting, you're walking in it. Look at Cornelius, a Gentile seeking God, answered by an angel. His prayers reached heaven, changed history. Your prayers are reaching too, moving mountains you can't yet see. This word is your angel, delivering his response, guiding you to a moment that shifts everything. The world might try to pull you into its chaos, its endless noise, but God's word is your calm. It centers you, steadies you, keeps you whole. This message is your refuge, a place of peace, a space where His voice drowns out every distraction. You've carried dreams that felt too heavy, too far from reach, but God's word is your strength. It lifts the weight, brings the distant near, makes the impossible possible. This message is your muscle, empowering you to carry what He's given, to build what He's planned. Think of Mary, the mother of Jesus, young, unknown, chosen for the impossible. The world saw a girl, God saw a vessel for His Son. You're a vessel too, carrying something holy, something eternal. This word is your womb, nurturing His purpose, birthing His plan through you. You're not just moving through life, you're shaping it. The world might see steps, but God sees a journey that transforms. This word is your map, marking the way, showing you that every move you make is part of His grand design. You're not wandering, you're creating history. This word is a tide rising in your spirit, lifting you above the ordinary into the divine. You're not just treading water, you're sailing, carried by a current that flows from God's heart. The world might see struggle, but his word sees triumph, pulling you toward a shore where promises become reality. This message is your wave, propelling you forward, unstoppable, toward a destiny that's yours alone. Think of Hezekiah. Sick, facing death, he turned to God and received years added to his life. The world saw an end. God saw a continuation. You might face moments that feel final, but this word is your extension. It stretches your story, adds new chapters, proves that with God, no ending is permanent. You've felt the sting of rejection, haven't you? Moments when the world turned its back. But God's word is your welcome. It opens his arms, calls you home, declares you belong. This message is your invitation, drawing you into his embrace, reminding you that you're never cast out, always chosen. The enemy wants you to feel small, like your life doesn't matter. But this word is your magnitude. It expands your vision, lifts your head, shows you the vastness of his plan. This message is your telescope, revealing the stars he's placed in your sky, guiding you to a future that's boundless. Your heart holds prayers unspoken, hopes you've kept quiet. The world might not hear them, but God does. This word is your answer, whispered from heaven, carried to your soul. You're not praying into silence, you're speaking to a God who listens, who responds, who moves. Look at Jochebed, a mother hiding her son from death, trusting God with every step. Her faith saved Moses, shaped a nation. You're her reflection, protecting what's precious, trusting in his plan. This word is your basket, safeguarding your dreams, carrying them safely through every danger. The world might try to chain you to routine, to make your life predictable, but God's word is your freedom. It breaks the monotony, opens new paths, calls you to adventure. This message is your horizon, stretching beyond the familiar, inviting you to explore the vastness of his purpose. You've carried moments of doubt, times when faith felt thin. But God's word is your certainty. It anchors your heart, steadies your mind, confirms his truth. This message is your rock, grounding you in assurance, building your life on a foundation that never shifts. Your life is a riverbed, shaped by every trial, every joy. The world might see erosion. God sees a channel for his grace. This word is your water, flowing through your story, carving beauty from hardship. You're not worn down, you're sculpted, a masterpiece of his design. Think of Zechariah, silent, doubting, yet God's word broke through, gave him a son, a voice for his kingdom. Your silence, your doubts, they're not the end. This word is your voice, breaking the quiet, proclaiming his promises through your life. You're not mute, you're mighty. The enemy might try to dim your hope, to make you believe the best is behind you. But God's word is your dawn. It lights up the dark, heralds a new day, promises a future bright with possibility. This message is your sunrise, warming your soul, showing you the glory that's coming. You've felt the weight of unseen battles, struggles nobody else knows. But God's word is your victory. It fights for you, strengthens you, declares you've already won. This message is your banner, raised high, signaling triumph over every hidden fight you've faced. Your purpose isn't fleeting, it's eternal. The world might chase temporary highs, but God calls you to something lasting. This word is your cornerstone, laying the foundation for a life that echoes beyond time. You're not here for moments, you're here for forever. Look at Rahab's sons, spies, sent into danger, saved by a woman's faith. Your faith is saving something too. Dreams, relationships, futures. This word is your shield, protecting what's entrusted to you, ensuring nothing God gives you is lost. The world might try to pull you into its noise, its endless distractions, but God's word is your silence. It quiets the chaos, centers your spirit, brings you peace. This message is your refuge, a place to rest, a space where His voice is all you hear. You've carried dreams that seem impossible, too big for this world. But God's word is your reality. It turns the impossible into now, the distant into near. This message is your bridge, spanning the gap, leading you to a place where dreams become your life. Your life is a canvas, and every moment paints a stroke of His glory. The world might see random marks, God sees a masterpiece. This word is your brush, adding color, shaping beauty, creating a picture that reflects His heart. You're not aimless, you're art. Think of Andrew, a fisherman who brought his brother to Jesus, starting a movement. Your small acts, your quiet faith, they're starting something too. This word is your ripple, spreading your influence, touching lives you may never see. The enemy might try to steal your confidence, whispering you're not enough, but God's word is your strength. It builds you up, reminds you who you are, declares you sufficient. This message is your armor, guarding your heart, equipping you to stand tall. You're not just living, you're leaving a legacy. The world might measure you by today, but God measures you by eternity. This word is your seed, planted now, growing into a harvest that will feed generations. You're not temporary, you're timeless. Look at Priscilla, a teacher, a partner, shaping the early church with her wisdom. Your voice, your gifts, they're shaping something too. This word is your platform, amplifying your influence, calling you to speak truth that changes hearts. The world might try to box you in, to limit your reach with its rules, but God's word is your sky. It lifts your gaze, expands your world, opens new possibilities. This message is your wings, giving you flight, carrying you to heights only He could imagine. You've felt moments when the path seemed unclear, when the way forward was hidden. But God's word is your map. It charts the course, lights the way, keeps you steady. This message is your compass, pointing you true, guiding you to a future of purpose. Think of Bartholomew, quiet, behind the scenes, yet chosen by Jesus. Your quiet faithfulness, your unseen devotion, it's seen by Him. This word is your spotlight, shining on your loyalty, showing the world the power of a heart aligned with His. You're not just walking a path, you're forging one. The world might see obstacles, God sees opportunities to create. This word is your hammer, shaping the way, building a road others will follow. You're not just moving, you're pioneering, carving a legacy with every step. This word is a pulse, beating in your core, syncing your life with the rhythm of God's plan. You're not just moving through days, you're alive with purpose, vibrating with a calling that echoes through eternity. The world might try to mute you, but His word amplifies you, making your life a sound that cannot be ignored. This message is your heartbeat, driving you forward, resonating with a truth that's yours alone. Think of Ezra, a scribe, rebuilding a broken nation with God's law. The world saw ruins, he saw restoration. Your life might feel fragmented at times, but this word is your blueprint. It gathers the pieces, builds something new, turns your broken places into a temple of His glory. You're not shattered, you're being remade, crafted for a purpose that shines. You've felt moments of isolation, like your voice doesn't carry. But God's word is your megaphone. It lifts your words, spreads your influence, declares your place. This message is your echo, reaching further than you can see, touching lives you may never know. You're not silent, you're heard, your voice a gift in His hands. The enemy wants you to feel trapped, like your choices don't matter. But this word is your freedom. It breaks every cage, opens every gate, gives you power to move. This message is your key, unlocking your potential, setting you loose to run toward a destiny that's already yours. Your heart holds dreams that seem too bold, too bright for this world. The doubters might call them unreachable, but God calls them His vision. This word is your canvas, painting those dreams into reality, giving them form and life. You're not wishing, you're creating, building what He's shown you. Look at Naaman, a commander, humbled by a river's simple cure. The world saw pride, God saw healing. You might face moments where pride holds you back, but this word is your river. It washes away ego, restores your heart, leads you to humility that unlocks His blessings. You're not bound, you're cleansed, ready for His work. The world might try to pull you into its chaos, its endless demands. But God's word is your calm. It stills the storm, centers your soul, keeps you steady. This message is your harbor, a safe place to anchor, a reminder that His peace is stronger than any frenzy. You've carried scars from battles fought in silence, wounds nobody else sees, but God's word is your healing. It doesn't just mend, it transforms, turning pain into power, hurt into hope. This message is your salve, soothing your spirit, weaving your scars into a story of redemption. Your life is a book, every page written by His hand. The world might skim the surface, but God writes the depth. This word is your chapter, adding new lines, unfolding new truths. You're not just a story, you're a saga, a narrative that carries His glory into the world. Think of Joel, a prophet, speaking of restoration after locusts devoured the land. Your losses, your barren seasons, they're not the end. This word is your promise, bringing new growth, restoring what was taken. You're not empty, you're flourishing, a field of His abundance. The enemy might try to cloud your path, making you question your direction. But God's word is your light. It cuts through the fog, reveals the way, guides your steps. This message is your beacon, shining bright, leading you to a future where every step is sure. You've felt the weight of waiting, the tension of unanswered prayers. But God's word is your assurance. It promises a harvest, rewards your patience, confirms His timing. This message is your seed, planted in faith, growing into a bounty that will overflow your life. Your purpose isn't small, it's seismic. The world might try to limit your impact, but God says you'll shake the earth. This word is your quake, stirring the ground, waking others to His power in you. You're not here to blend in, you're here to stand out, a force for His kingdom. Look at Aquila, a tent maker, working alongside Paul, building more than shelters. His quiet labor spread the gospel. Your work, your daily grind, it's building something too. This word is your thread, weaving your efforts into a fabric that covers lives with His love. The world might try to define you by its rules, its narrow measures, but God's word redefines you. You're not what they say, you're His. This message is your identity, stripping away lies, revealing the truth of who you are in Him. You're not confined, you're called. You've faced moments when hope felt distant, like a star too far to reach. But God's word is your ladder. It brings the heavens close, makes the distant near. This message is your bridge, connecting you to hope, carrying you to a place where promises are fulfilled. Your life is a flame, and God's the keeper. Every trial, every test, it's fuel for your fire, not a threat. This word is your spark, igniting your passion, keeping your light burning strong. You're not fading, you're blazing, a beacon that draws others to him. Think of Timothy, young, unsure, yet chosen to lead. The world saw inexperience. God saw a vessel for his truth. Your youth, your doubts, they don't limit you. This word is your mantle, clothing you with authority, equipping you to lead where he calls. The enemy might try to steal your joy, to weigh you down with worry. But God's word is your lift. It raises your spirit, fills you with lightness, restores your smile. This message is your wings, giving you flight, carrying you above the heaviness of the world. You're not just a person, you're a movement. Your life is a spark that ignites change, a ripple that spreads hope. This word is your current, pushing you forward, multiplying your impact. You're not here to stay still. You're here to shift the world for him. Look at Phoebe, a deaconess serving quietly, yet her faith carried the gospel far. Your quiet acts, your unseen service, they're powerful. This word is your ripple, spreading your influence, touching lives you'll never meet. You're not small, you're significant. The world might try to rush you, to push you into its pace, but God's word is your rhythm. It slows you down, aligns you with his timing, keeps you steady. This message is your beat, guiding your steps, syncing your life with his perfect plan. You've carried burdens that felt too heavy, responsibilities that seemed too much. But God's word is your strength. It lightens the load, steadies your shoulders, gives you power to carry on. This message is your support, holding you up, reminding you that you're never alone. Think of Ananias, called to pray for Saul, a man feared by all. His obedience changed a persecutor into an apostle. Your obedience, your small steps of faith, they're changing something too. This word is your prayer, moving mountains, shifting destinies with every act. You're not just living, you're shaping eternity. The world might see moments, but God sees forever. This word is your chisel, carving your life into a monument of his grace. You're not passing through, you're building, leaving a legacy that time cannot erase. This word is a spark, igniting a fire in your soul that no darkness can quench. You're not just walking through life, you're blazing a trail, radiating a light that shifts the atmosphere. The world might try to dim your glow, but God's word fans it, making you a flame that burns through doubt and fear. This message is your kindling, fueling your purpose, setting your path alight with his divine plan. Think of Nehemiah's workers, rebuilding Jerusalem's walls under threat, mocked by enemies. The world saw weakness. God saw strength. Your efforts, though questioned or overlooked, are building something holy. This word is your trowel, laying bricks of faith, constructing a life that stands firm against any opposition. You've felt moments of weariness, haven't you? Times when the journey felt too long. But God's word is your renewal. It refreshes your spirit, restores your energy, keeps you moving forward. This message is your wellspring, filling you with strength, reminding you that his power flows through your veins. The enemy wants you to feel insignificant, like your life blends into the crowd. But this word is your distinction. It sets you apart, marks you as chosen, lifts you above the ordinary. This message is your crown, declaring your royal place in his kingdom, showing the world you're his. Your heart holds dreams that feel too vast, too distant to grasp. The skeptics might call them impossible, but God calls them his design. This word is your blueprint, sketching out those dreams, giving them shape and substance. You're not chasing shadows, you're building a future written by him. Look at Jethro, a priest advising Moses, bringing wisdom to a nation's leader. His quiet counsel changed history. You're called to advise too, to share wisdom that shapes lives. This word is your counsel, guiding your words, empowering you to speak truth that transforms. The world might try to drown you in its noise, its endless distractions. But God's word is your silence. It quiets the chaos, centers your heart, brings you clarity. This message is your sanctuary, a place of peace, a space where His voice rises above every clamor. You've carried pain that lingers, wounds that whisper in quiet moments. But God's word is your healing. It doesn't just soothe, it restores, turning scars into signs of victory. This message is your balm, mending your spirit, weaving your hurts into a story of redemption. Your life is a tapestry, every thread a moment of His grace. The world might see random patterns, God sees art. This word is your needle, stitching every experience into a masterpiece of His love. You're not fragmented, you're woven, a work of divine beauty. Think of Habakkuk, a prophet questioning God, yet receiving a vision that sustained a nation. Your questions don't push Him away, they draw His answers closer. This word is your vision, revealing His plan, guiding you through uncertainty to a truth that stands firm. The enemy might try to steal your focus, clouding your path with doubt. But God's word is your clarity. It sharpens your sight, reveals the way, keeps you steady. This message is your lens, bringing His purpose into focus, showing you a future bright with promise. You've felt the weight of delays, times when answers seemed far off. But God's word is your assurance. It promises a harvest, rewards your patience, confirms His timing. This message is your seed, planted in faith, growing into a bounty that will overflow your life. Your purpose isn't small, it's monumental. The world might try to limit your reach, but God says you'll move mountains. This word is your dynamite, blasting through obstacles, shaking the ground for His glory. You're not here to stay still, you're here to change the world. Look at Onesimus, a runaway slave, transformed by faith, reconciled to his master. His past didn't define him, God's grace did. Your past doesn't define you either, it prepares you. This word is your freedom, breaking chains, leading you to a life of reconciliation and purpose. The world might try to pull you into its rhythm, its frantic pace, but God's word is your tempo. It sets your pace, aligns you with His timing, keeps you grounded. This message is your metronome, guiding your steps, syncing your life with His perfect plan. You've carried burdens that felt too heavy, responsibilities that seemed too great, but God's word is your strength. It lifts the load, steadies your shoulders, gives you power to endure. This message is your backbone, holding you upright, reminding you that you're never alone. Your life is a song, every note composed by His hand. The world might hear noise, God hears harmony. This word is your melody, filling your days with music, carrying His love to those around you. You're not just living, you're singing, a voice for His kingdom. Think of Silas, imprisoned with Paul, singing praises in the dark. Their worship shook the chains loose. Your worship, your faith, it's shaking things loose too. This word is your hymn, lifting your spirit, breaking every chain that tries to hold you back. The enemy might try to sow fear, making you doubt what's ahead. But God's word is your courage. It strengthens your heart, steadies your steps, pushes you forward. This message is your shield, guarding you from fear, equipping you to walk boldly into His plan. You're not just a person, you're a legacy. The world might see moments, but God sees eternity. This word is your foundation, building a life that lasts, a story that inspires. You're not temporary, you're timeless, a testament to his unchanging love. Look at Tabitha, a woman of good works, raising the dead through her kindness. Her life touched hearts, changed futures. Your kindness, your actions, they're changing things too. This word is your gift, multiplying your impact, spreading his love through every deed. The world might try to box you in, to limit your dreams with its rules, but God's word is your sky. It expands your vision, lifts your gaze, opens new horizons. This message is your wings, giving you flight, carrying you to heights only he could design. You've faced moments when the path seemed dark, when hope felt faint. But God's word is your light. It pierces the shadows, reveals the way, guides your steps. This message is your torch, illuminating your journey, leading you to a future of promise. Think of Ebed-Melech, a servant who saved Jeremiah from the pit. His courage changed a prophet's fate. Your courage, your small acts of faith, they're changing fates too. This word is your rope, pulling others up, proving that your actions echo in eternity. You're not just walking through life, you're shaping it. The world might see steps. God sees a journey that transforms. This word is your chisel, carving your path, crafting a legacy that reflects his glory. You're not just moving, you're building, creating history with every choice. This word is a beacon, shining through the fog of your life, guiding you to a truth that never fades. You're not just wandering, you're directed, drawn by a light that pierces every shadow. The world might try to obscure your path, but God's word illuminates it, showing you a destiny that's clear and certain. This message is your lighthouse, standing firm, calling you home to his purpose. Think of Amos, a shepherd, no prophet by trade, yet God's voice made him a messenger to nations. The world saw simplicity. God saw power. Your ordinary moments, your daily tasks, they're vessels for his extraordinary call. This word is your staff, grounding you in his strength, sending you to speak truths that shake the world. You've felt the ache of being overlooked, haven't you? Times when your efforts seemed invisible, but God's word is your spotlight. It sees every quiet sacrifice, every unseen act of faith. This message is your stage, lifting you up, showing the world the value he places on you. The enemy wants you to feel trapped in cycles, stuck in patterns of doubt or defeat. But this word is your breakthrough. It shatters the loops, opens new doors, sets you free to move forward. This message is your key, unlocking a future where every step is progress, every moment is purpose. Your heart holds dreams that feel too bold, too bright for others to understand. The world might call them unrealistic, but God calls them his plan. This word is your canvas, painting those dreams into reality, giving them life and form. You're not imagining, you're creating, building what he's promised. Look at Huldah, a prophetess, hidden in Jerusalem, yet her words shaped kings. The world ignored her. God used her. Your voice, though quiet, carries weight. This word is your scroll, recording your truth, empowering you to speak with authority that changes lives. The world might try to drown you in its demands, pulling you into its chaos. But God's word is your calm. It stills the storm, centers your spirit, brings you peace. This message is your haven, a place to rest, a space where his presence drowns out every distraction. You've carried wounds that linger, scars that tell stories of battles fought. But God's word is your healing. It doesn't just mend, it transforms, turning pain into power, hurt into hope. This message is your salve, soothing your spirit, weaving your scars into a testimony of grace. Your life is a journey, every step a brushstroke of his design. The world might see random paths. God sees a masterpiece. This word is your paint, adding color to your story, creating beauty from every moment. You're not aimless, your art, crafted by His hand,